Welcome to the final BAMZOOKi Classic. And wow, Rich, you've been busy.
No, not me, Shu. Users have been uploading their creations to zooklabs.com.
Wow, that's great. We've got all sorts here. There's vehicles, Pokemon, and who's this?
That is me.
Wow, Rich, I would have never have guessed you were a robot. But I hope your memory's good, because we need a reminder of who we're about to see in the semi-finals.
The Zook army took on their opponents with military precision. Sergeant Major charged through Zook trap. Lance Corporal narrowly won in Zook bowling. Bombardier blasted through world's strongest Zook. And it all came together in the relay, which the squad finished in record time. Mission accomplished. Yaha Fiddle Dee Dee, being a Zookster, is all right to be. Sword chops sliced through Ram Zook. Quick shot wasn't quick enough in Zook pursuit. Captain BAMZOOki held his ground in Merry Go Zook. And after a brief snag in the relay, the crew sailed through to the finals.
Zook Tag is a fan favourite where your Zook needs to hit the target more times than the opponent before the time runs out. Of course, speed and turning are crucial for this event, but a bit of brute strength can also help to shove the opponent out the way. Now, the contestants have been given a chance to build their very own Uber Zooks for this contest and the finals if they're lucky enough to win. Let's see what they've come up with.
Well, I wouldn't want to get in the way of either of these two. The Zook army have built a new machine in the form of ZSF Black Project. Meanwhile, the crew of Yaha Fiddle have weighed anchor and set sail on BAMZOOki's boaty.
Thanks, Rich. Two mighty Zooks on the table right now, and just this contest stands between them and the finals. Let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
ZSF Black Project is the much quicker Zook, but it's going to have a hard time getting past BAMZOOki's boaty, who has caught up but has also fallen off. And now ZSF Black Project can get as many targets as it likes, but it's falling off too. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. What a disaster. There's still time left, but it doesn't really matter now, does it? 6-2 to the Zook army.
Well, BAMZOOki's boaty was a seaworthy vessel for sure, but perhaps that's not ideal for the contest table. But Yaha Fiddle still did well to get this far. And that means that despite the abrupt end, the Zook army go through to the finals. So, while we fish out ZSF Black Project from the back of the table, Rich, why don't you introduce us to who they might be up against in the finals?
The Zooksters were a new appearance, but they made a big impact. Popstars was the star of the show in Zook Zigzag. Armed Reply lost its footing with Flea in Zook Sumo. Super Scorper Tank scored well in Zook Ball. And it all came together in the relay as Zook in red brought them a swift victory. Don't judge a Zook by its cover were an unusual but effective team. HMS Insolvency made enough of a splash to win China Shop. Genero won hurdles in brutal fashion. Unesthetic Raven overpowered Beefy in weakest Zook. And I Am Back was a front runner, bringing them a win in the relay.
In Lumber Zook, your Zook needs to topple the towers of your team's colour. The first Zook to knock down all of their towers wins. Of course, you want something powerful, but you might want something with a bit more control than Bernard, because if you knock down your opponent's towers, it still counts for them. Once again, the two teams were given a chance to create Uber Zooks for this contest and the finals should they make it that far. Let's see what they've come up with.
The Zooksters chose to build on Armed Reply, who didn't do so well in Sumo, but after a lot of upgrading and fine-tuning, they now have Armed Speech. Meanwhile, Don't Judge a Zook by its cover have chosen Unaesthetic Raven with no modifications. They claim it's perfect already. A bold claim, but it does have a good track record.
I must say it's brave of Don't Judge a Zook by its cover to send in Unaesthetic Raven unmodified, whereas the Zooksters have done what you'd expect and upgrade an appropriate team member. This means we have an old veteran versus something new and fresh. Who's going to win? Let's find out. Let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Armed Speech is the first to knock a tower down, but Unaesthetic Raven is close behind. The gap widens, though, as Armed Speech reaches the second tower. It knocks the third red tower down as well, but that's okay as long as it... Oh! That was close, but the Zooksters have taken it.
Well, commiserations to Don't Judge a Zook by its cover. Unaesthetic Raven did very well, but it just wasn't quick enough in the end. But let's look at a replay of the end there. Armed Speech kicked a cube that hit the Red's tower, nearly knocking it over before they reached their own. So the result could have been very different. Nevertheless, congratulations to the Zooksters and Armed Speech. Its speed and power have earned them a place in the finals. So here we are at the final contest. The Zooks will have to ram past this big block, zigzag between the poles, climb over these hurdles, push this hefty block over the line, and after that they have to turn around, break through the trapdoor, and after a short sprint back, topple a tower, and the first Zook to make it back to the start will determine the winner of the BAMZOOKi Classic. We've seen 8 teams take on 4 heats. The winners of those created 4 Uberzooks, and just 2 of them have proven themselves and earned the right to face off on this contest. Let's get them on the table. Once again, Rich, can you introduce us to the contestants?
The Zook Army have sent out ZSF Black Project. I'm told the ZSF stands for Zook Special Forces. Meanwhile, the Zooksters are hoping to make a statement with Armed Speech.
Thanks, Rich. Both teams have done very well to make it this far, but it's everything left to play for. Who do you think's going to win, Rich?
It's too close to call, Shu.
That's fair enough. One last time, let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Both Zooks smash through the ram blocks, and Armed Speech is already stuck on a pole. Meanwhile, ZSF Black Project is doing donuts. It's too early to celebrate. Now it's bumped into Armed Speech and dislodged it and got stuck on a pole itself. Armed Speech is already pushing the next block out the way and turning back. It dislodges ZSF Black Project in return, but I think it's too late for them. Both Zooks fly off the table, but it's Armed Speech that takes it. BAMZOOKi!
What a dramatic finish to a tense final. Really unfortunate for the Zook army. They brought a really high-tech Zook, but I guess it was just a bit too powerful for an old-school contest like this. But congratulations to the Zooksters and Armed Speech, who appears to be taking a well-earned rest now. They had a couple of shaky moments, but in the end they overcame every obstacle, and that means that the Zooksters are crowned the champions of the BAMZOOKi Classic. Thanks to everyone who entered. That was a great competition. And thank you, Rich. You can have a well-earned rest too after all that commentary. Any last words of wisdom?
Keep your Zooks on the table and don't get caught on a pole.
Well said. And of course, thank you all for watching. As an extra treat, we're going to show you how Bernard and Nosy fare on the final contest. Something that was never shown on the TV before. But that's it for the Classic. I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Go on, Nosy. You can do it.